Hello, everybody. And today I would love to introduce you to our beautiful angels. And we are going to be today talking with the beautiful Bec McFarland. And she is from Pop Your Career. And how we're going to run these interviews is I'm just going to jump into the questions because we know that it's all going to unfold. Everything that you need to know about our beautiful angel will come out through our gorgeous interview. So firstly, I'd like to say a big welcome, Bec.
Thank you. I'm so thrilled to be here.
I am so thrilled you're here. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you. And I thought it might be really nice for people to know how I actually met you.
It would.
And it's quite an interesting journey, this. Bec had spoken at a networking group, and the gorgeous Kate from Enyo and also Anna rang me up and said, "Oh my goodness, you need Bec McFarland." And I'm like, "Who's Bec McFarland?" Anyway, it was absolutely a pleasure. Of course, you know me, I listen to everybody and I'm like, "Yep, I'm on. Okay, I need to know this beautiful lady." And so since then, I've done some wonderful coaching with Bec along the way in my business, which is I'm eternally grateful for, and she's helped me in many, many ways. And I'm also a part of her amazing group called the Bec's Besties. And believe me, when you become a part of Bec's Besties, you are her bestie. So that's one thing that I really do love about you, Bec. You really walk your talk and you deliver above and beyond, and hence why you are one of our beautiful angels. So let's get started. Bec, I would love to invite you to tell us a little bit about your story that you would love to share with everybody.
Thanks so much, Angie. And that was a really beautiful introduction. I very much appreciate your kind words. So thank you. So as you said, my name is Bec McFarland. I am a career and business coach, and I've got two arms of my business, Pop Your Career and Pop Your Business. And my mission through both of the arms of my business is to help my clients achieve fulfillment, whether they are in a traditional career or they are a business owner. And my main mission is to help them do better and be better, which I believe really helps them to find that fulfillment that they're really craving. So unlike a lot of other career and business coaches who are very focused on, let's get you a salary increase, let's help you make more money, let's do 6-figure months or 7-figure years or whatever sort of comes from that perspective, I don't really buy into that. I am more about helping my clients to feel really good. I want them to feel great about the work that they're doing in the world and to, have loads of fun and to allow it to all be easy.
I think that is exactly what you promote. But my father always used to say to me, "Do what you love and the money will come." And I would imagine this is your philosophy. And probably when I connected with you, when you said, "No, you don't need to follow anything on social media, just do it when you feel it." But oh my God, this is so my groove. This is so good. Because I think when we feel and lean into what we love, it just naturally expands and grows into something beautiful.
And that's one of the things, I guess, that I do really promote through both of my businesses is that, there are no rules. So my clients will often have me say this to them. They ask me a question: how often should I post on social media? How often should I send an email to my customers? And, there are always best practices, and there are always going to be marketing strategists that are going to tell you, you've got to post every day or you've got to email once a week. But my whole philosophy is that if it's not feeling good, then you're not going to have a good time. You're going to avoid it. And it's going to create all sorts of problems for you that are all driven by that feeling of unfulfillment. So by taking the pressure off and just believing that there are no rules, we all do things in our own divine timing. We all do things when it feels good to us. I think your audience or employers, if you're in a more traditional career, can really feel that. And it's such a more beautiful way to engage with the people in your community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you even encouraged us at times, if you want to post 5 times a day, do it. It's not, I really love how you've said, do what feels good, because I always feel then intuitively you're leading yourself as well to the right place, because we all know deep down what to do. And if we do it at that divine timing, somehow it all just unfolds perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
beautiful.
I think we just create so much pressure for ourselves by wanting to follow all of these rules and guidelines and frameworks and blueprints. There's always something that we're looking for that's going to tell us what we should be doing. But unfortunately, what happens is that then creates overwhelm, it creates resentment of your business. It just makes things so much more uncomfortable. And because of the fact that we then go into this avoidance mode, or we find that we're overwhelmed and we can't keep up, then we start to beat ourselves up, and that creates a lot of really negative self-talk and self-hatred and self-resentment and all of these things that just are not part of the fulfillment story.
Yep, 100%. I love that. I absolutely love that. I love so much what you stand for, Bec. It's just beautiful, beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
you make life easy. You
Hmm.
make life easy again in someone's business. I think that's, you take, I think what can happen is you can start to feel like a pressure cooker, and
Yeah.
you're not even sure what dial to put it on. And all of a sudden, everything just goes into flow. Anyway, that's what I found about Besties, and I love it. And I love how you film the content so we can go back. Spot on.
Thank
Um,
you.
and that's a pleasure. That's a pleasure. So I would like to ask you a couple of questions now. Now, I've never done an interview before, so please hang with me.
You're
But I'm
doing
super excited
amazing.
about this. I'm really into trying everything, so why not? What has been your biggest challenge in life, and how did you jump through the hoop? Like, what gave you the confidence? Was it somebody? Was it a book? Was it your own? What was your biggest challenge that you'd love to share with someone that you were able to overcome? Or are you still overcoming it? And that's fine too, because sometimes it's a lifetime work. It's not just done in one moment.
Yeah, sure. What I'm going to share with you is not something that I've spoken about super publicly before, but I'm willing to share it because I think it's really important for the audience to hear it. And it's really not directly related to my business or the work that I
That's okay.
do, but I think there are some big lessons here. So in my early 20s, or in late teens, early 20s, I was in an abusive relationship. I had always seen myself as being quite a strong, powerful woman, and yet somehow I fell prey to an individual who did not have very good intentions. And I was in this relationship for a couple of years, and it has caused me so many challenges in my life. The trauma that I experienced has been something that I've held on to, and that I am still, working very hard to overcome. But what I'll say to you is that after this whole process of, being in that abusive relationship and really not having very much self-worth, what I found is that I really didn't care for myself much at all. But what I was craving was the feeling of being loved. And
Yes.
so, which I think is so common for so many
Oh,
people, right?
God,
We
yes.
we just want to be loved by another person. And so I went through this process, throughout my 20s of looking for this magical man who was going to love me. And I kissed a lot of toads during that period. It's some that I'm definitely not very proud of.
That's okay. Everyone's
But
done it.
yes. those mistakes that we make along the way.
They were just
But
feedback, Bec. They were just feedback.
yes, exactly right. So what ended up happening is I moved to Brisbane for a little while. I am a Canberra girl. I live in Canberra now, but I moved to Brisbane for a couple of years to live with my best friend Steve. And while I was there, I met my now husband. We met
Oh,
on the internet. We went on our first date, which was at Coffee Club in Balimba, for anyone who knows the area.
oh,
And when I left that date and went home, I went and told my housemate, I've just met the man that I'm going to marry.
oh my God, I love that.
And so it was. So Mac and I have now been together. When did we get together? 2010. So this September will be our 11-year anniversary together. We've been married since 2014. But I really thought that finding this man who, and I mean, I will tell you, he is the most amazing man in the whole entire world. I love
Yes.
him very dearly. But I really thought that that was going to be the answer to all of my problems, and that all of a sudden I was going to, feel whole again. And what I found was that that was actually not the case. And it was through going through this journey of not having that self-worth to then finding the thing that I thought was going to be the key complete, and then realizing that I still didn't have the self-worth, that what I actually had to do was to fall in love with myself.
Yes.
And that has been a process, and it was definitely a process, and something that I worked really hard at. What I can tell you is now I love myself sick. Sometimes it is actually a little bit sick how much I love myself. But I am definitely in a totally new place. I have got so much more self-worth now, and it has it's those lessons are something that I'm really interested in sharing with others as well, is just knowing that, when it comes to self-worth, it's not about anyone else. You need to develop that relationship with yourself. And I truly believe that it's through doing that and through developing that relationship that I have with myself, through building upon, my self-worth, through building my confidence, through building my self-belief, that I am now in a really strong place to be able to help my clients to, as I said, do better and be better and achieve that fulfillment in their careers and businesses.
I love that. And thank you for sharing something that I know that is deep to your heart and you haven't shared with a lot of people. So I do really, really appreciate that, because I know through your story, you're going to help a lot of other people that are in that moments of despair, knowing that it's not good. And when you were back in that relationship, were there moments when you just knew it wasn't good?
Oh yeah, there were red flags all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place.
And, I think, and one of the things that drew me to you, Angie, and to your mission is that I know that, helping women who have experienced domestic violence is something that you're very passionate about as well. I think, as I said, before I entered into that relationship, I thought that I was a strong and powerful woman, and I never thought that I was going to let a man treat me like that. And it's something that I've ruminated on a lot with my counselor, who even says to me sometimes, Beck, like, I don't really understand how you got yourself into that position. But what I will say to you is there were red flags. There were, lots of instances. I knew that it wasn't good. I knew that I wanted to get out, but there was a lot of fear. And that was fear for myself. It was the fear of the ramifications of what would happen if I left, which was, in this situation, fear for my family. And so that is really what led me to stay. But I am fortunate that I eventually got to a point where I was able to leave, and that was life-changing.
That is life-changing. And, I hope that someone draws on that and can reach out to someone that can help them get out of a spot. But it is first you need to make the decision.
Absolutely. And
you
have
need to make that decision that
yourself.
this is not okay. This is not okay. And I'd like to just backtrack on something that you said. One thing that I was very passionate about teaching in a lot of my courses, I'd always say to someone, why give your emotions to a man to look after when generally he can't even look after his own?
Yeah.
And people would always go, oh, yeah, why do I do that? It's always
So
like,
true.
He made me feel, he did. And I'm like, no. Go back to how you make yourself feel. And what I love that what you've just shared with us, Beck, is that you started to recognise that you were down a rabbit hole. You knew you needed to take yourself back up to love and above, but you needed to make those changes, which you did. You dug deep and you went, you know what, I'm ready to make the changes. But in that journey, it took you to love and above, where you could meet the gorgeous Mac, where he's now fulfilling your life. So, would you say that your special message there is that, if you are in those depths of despair now, what would you say? What would you say to someone that was in that, where they can feel the red flags, they know something has to change, they're frightened? What would be your gift to them?
Whenever I encounter people who are experiencing issues with their self-worth, whether that's due to domestic violence or due to some other kind of outside situation, particularly that's out of their control, my advice always is that it can get better. And I am proof of that. So I really believe that everybody has the capacity to change.
Yes,
in
absolutely.
terms of really building that self-worth and confidence, and like I said, it wasn't an easy thing, but I think over the past 11 years of being with my husband, I have changed enormously, because even when I first met him, there was definitely that sense of being still quite needy, of having that desperation of coming from a place of scarcity. Whereas now I am so much more confident in myself, which then of course, leads me to be confident in my relationship, confident in my work, confident in everything that I do. So I think, he has really seen, the way that I have blossomed and developed since meeting him, and coming to that realization that, a man is not going to fix all of my problems. This one's on me.
Yeah, I love it. And really, I think what I'm hearing is that you'd started to make the changes when you met Mac. You didn't jump from that relationship. Although you did move, you'd already started the work. You had that, what I call the blingity ding ding moment, that aha moment that I need books and I may need to start to actually look inward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Beck, because I know that your story is going to help people. And especially when they are down the rabbit hole and they know there's love and above for them, they're just not sure of those stepping stones of which they're going to have, reach out to someone.
Yeah, and I just want to give those people hope.
Yes.
And that's why
that is
I
it.
always say, I have a wonderful life. I really do. I am so happy. I have got the most supportive, wonderful family, friends, clients, community. I am in a wonderful place. I am very proud of everything that I've managed to achieve. And if you had have asked me if that was possible, maybe 15 years ago, I would have said no way. And that's why I think it's so important to share some of my story, because I know that I am a role model. And,
yeah, definitely.
And a lot of women, whether they be in traditional careers or in businesses, they do look up to me. And I'm here to say that's okay. And that, whatever it is that you want for yourself, you can have it. And you might have to put the work in, nothing's going to come to you on a silver platter. But if you really want it, then it is available to you. And I am here to support you through that as well.
Yeah, 100%. And what I really love then is that what you've shared today is your vulnerability. And we've all as women been vulnerable at some stage, because I think sometimes what can happen is what you're looking now, people sometimes feel they can't have. But you're like, no, I didn't start like this. I actually started, it was pretty damn clunky.
Yeah.
It was clunky. So,
to say the least.
What you're sharing is, what you're sharing is I can take you on that journey. I can take you on that journey and I can give you the building blocks that you need to build yourself up. I love that. I love that, Nick. All right, your next question today is, what are you most passionate about right now in your life, Beck?
I am very passionate about my business. I often say I am building an empire, and I am very unapologetic about that. I have huge plans for Pop Your Career and Pop Your Business, and I am very, very excited about where those businesses are going. I think for me, as part of growing my business, and in fact, I think I said this in one of our training calls earlier in the week, I hope that one day Pop Your Career and Pop Your Business will be household names like Coca-Cola. And that's not coming from a place where, I want to be famous, or, I need to be in the limelight or anything like that. But what I am aware of is that when business owners or entrepreneurs in particular grow financially in particular, and more specifically female entrepreneurs, what they are able to do with those financial means is really, really powerful. And so when I think about the plans that I have to grow my business, I always go to thinking about my team and, the way that I'm able to contribute to them, the way that I'm able to make sure that they're being paid fair wages and that they have superannuation so that they can have financial independence for their future. I'm really thinking about other organizations that I want to support, which are, through philanthropy and things like that. There is a very specific organization that I am very passionate about supporting. I hope you don't mind. I'll give them a
No,
quick plug.
share.
Their name is Life of Pikelet. So they are an animal rescue in Victoria that specifically focuses on neonate pups and pups with special needs. So they do a lot of work with animals that have got cleft palates, with hydrocephalus, other illnesses, where those animals would ordinarily just be euthanized. So they save those animals, they grow them up, they help them get the surgery that they need, and then they help them get adopted into their forever families. And that is really something that I am really, just so passionate about. My husband and I are both very keen animal rescuers. We love, we love bringing the animals into our home that, typically no one else would want. And so we have got a dog that has got extreme anxiety and a few other issues, and a bearded dragon at the moment, Skittles, who might be missing a little part of his tail, but he is very much loved part of our family. So as I think about where my passions lie and the growth of my business and what I'm planning to achieve, it's really about how I can use my business to grow my financial capability so that I can contribute back into the economy, contribute back into my community by supporting the women who I employ, and by supporting those organizations who have missions that I really believe in.
Oh, I love that, Bec. I love it. And I think sometimes people think it's always about being famous, and it rarely is. It's always about the good you're going to do with the money. It's the good that you can actually do with it. Oh, it's an exciting journey. I love that. And I love what you share. And I know how passionate you are about animals. And I absolutely love that. Oh, I love people. Anyone that loves animals, you just got to love, don't you?
I agree. I agree. I just want to mention a point that you just said there about it really being about the fame. I think that for me, this is really interesting. Being famous doesn't actually serve me. Particularly given my background and being in that abusive relationship, being incredibly visible and being a Oprah, it doesn't serve me, because it doesn't it doesn't contribute to my feelings of safety and well-being. But when I think about the growth of my business, I'm overlooking or perhaps maybe overlooking is the wrong word, but maybe managing my fear and uncertainty around those things, and looking at the fact that what I'm doing is for the greater good. So if that means that I have to make some sacrifices along the way, then that I'm willing to do that. So I just want to reiterate, I'm definitely not sitting here thinking that I want to have my face on posters on people's bedroom walls.
I think what you're saying is sometimes the steps on your entrepreneurial journey is you actually need to get uncomfortable with being in the limelight, because I know that you're more an introvert than an extrovert. So you're sort of like, oh, I have to get in front of the camera. But do you know what? People love you, and we need to hear your story. We need to hear from you. So I love the way you said, where some people will be about the fame. And I'm sure along their journey, they realise it was never about the fame. They actually were there to do something really good as well. I like to
if it is, that's also okay.
That's okay too, absolutely. Whatever suits.
It's totally okay. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing all that, Bec. I love it. And if you could share one thing that could help women right now, just one thing, what is your golden nugget?
Okay, I'm going to try and keep this succinct.
Okay.
What I want to share is I have this really strong belief that your job can be your dream, or your job can be the thing that facilitates your dream. I think that there's a lot of I call it propaganda out there on the internet about follow your bliss and, quit your job and, follow your dreams and all of these kinds of things. And I absolutely think there's a place for that. And I do believe that it's all really well-meaning. But in reality, it is unfortunate, but not everybody can work in their dream job. I don't think that, some roles, maybe people who are working as garbage collectors, for example. I don't think that they necessarily wake up in the morning and go, woohoo, I'm off to go and do my dream job today. But that particular role offers them other opportunities that will allow them to move towards their own fulfillment. So whether that is to do with the fact that they earn a stable wage that will put food on the table for their family, whether it means that maybe they finish work early in the afternoon so they can go and pick their kids up from school, whether or not it means that, they're working part-time and that gives them the capacity to study or pursue a hobby or something else like that on the side. I think all of those things need to be considered. I know that I'm definitely not saying this because I want to knock anyone down or tell you that your dreams are not possible. But what I would say is, when I'm looking at the overall picture of fulfillment, and when I'm looking at the reality of it, unfortunately, not everyone can work in their dream jobs. We still need people in our society doing all of the roles. So what I would suggest is to really, I guess, identify whether or not you do have the capability to do your dream job. And if you do, absolutely amazing. Well done, go for you. I'm one of those people. I'm very fortunate and I have so much privilege in that case. But what I would say is that if even at the moment it's not possible for you to work in your dream job, what I would do is start to take a look at what's missing for you. And then look at how you can actually bring those things into your life outside of your role, which will help you to feel more fulfilled overall. So people are often shocked when they come to work with me, particularly for career coaching, because they expect that we're going to dive straight into their resume and start looking at their skills and their experience. And what they often find when they come and talk to me is that it's actually not about your career at all. When we're looking at fulfillment, it really is about life fulfillment and not just fulfillment by the work that we do. So I think that, if you kind of have that mindset of saying, okay, like this job may not be my dream job, it may not be my forever job, but what's missing and how can I incorporate that into my life as a whole to have those really warm and fuzzy feelings, to feel that fulfillment, and to really acknowledge how that job might be serving you in other ways. I hope that's
beautiful.
helpful.
So your golden nugget is, even if you cannot make money from your dream job, make sure you have a dream out of your work. So whether it be woodwork or driving fast cars or painting or singing, and your golden nugget is find fulfillment in your day. Did I understand that correctly?
Yes and no.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Now just help us out here. Because if you have people like me that are just trying to because I understood everything you said, but I'm like, okay, well, I am lucky. I can do my dream job, and that's okay. But there's been times when I haven't been able to do that. So yeah, the golden nugget is.
Yeah. So I'll just repeat it. Your job can be your dream, or your job can be the thing that facilitates your dream. So to give you a quick real life example, now I am working my dream job. I absolutely love what I do. It fulfills me on many, many levels. If I were to look back at the job that I did prior to going full-time in my business, I was working in the public service. Now, was that my dream job? No, it wasn't. However, it did offer me certain things. Like it gave me a salary that allowed me to not only support my family, but also to contribute to my business that I was building on the side. Okay, it gave me the flexible hours so that I could work on my business or, pursue other hobbies and things like that. So what I did was I really looked at what was missing for me. And the two things that were missing in that particular role were my creativity, which I'm sure that many people can relate about feeling like creativity is being stifled in the public service. And the second thing that I found was missing for me was that real opportunity to coach and develop and to help people build their capability. And so I knew that in order for me to feel fulfilled, my job was doing part of that. My job was fulfilling me in a certain sense, but it was saying, what else is missing and how do I bring that in? So for me, that looked like starting a business, but for someone else, it might be doing woodwork, or, you know, picking up some other kind of hobby, or being a member of a community group, or doing volunteer work, or, you know, the list is really endless. So it's really looking at, you know, I often describe fulfillment as being a little bit like pie. It's really looking at which parts of the pie are currently being fulfilled by your role and which parts are missing, and how you can actually start to incorporate those into your life to feel more holistically fulfilled.
Yeah, and how to feel fulfilled. That's a good golden nugget, is, yeah, looking for what makes you feel fulfilled. I like that, Beck. Thank you very, very much. And thanks for clarifying that. I always love a story. Metaphors are always good.
Absolutely.
But now that we're coming to the end of our time together, I would just love to ask you 5 bling quickies.
Let's do it.
I would love you just to answer them. And this is so people can really get to know you just on that little bit of a deeper level. And I'm really grateful for everything that you have shared today, Beck. It's been amazing. I think you have helped a lot of people in many different parts of the pie, as you were just talking about. So the bling quickies, this will be all done in about 2 minutes, so it will be quick. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Definitely some kind of Mexican. So probably either tacos or chili con carne, but Mexican.
How did I know
you
were going to say Mexican? I love that. I love that. I love Mexican food too. And what is your favorite book you've ever read?
I am a book collector, but not necessarily a great reader. But one of the books that I very frequently gift to others is You Are Enough by Cassie Mendoza Jones. And I think particularly in relation to that self-worth story that I've shared today, that would be a really good one for everyone to pick up.
Oh, I love that. Yep, definitely a self-worth book. What makes you laugh the most?
You often make me laugh. I love when we get together and we cackle together. And I would probably be another one. I'm really good at laughing at myself. So but I really love our chats, because I know that you and I will laugh and laugh and laugh, and it's that really good laugh from the belly.
I think you and I have so many. I feel like we're peas in a pods, but I'm the big extrovert and you're the introvert, and somehow it all works. Like, I think we always, you say you're the sneakers and I'm the heels. Like, we have a huge laugh about that. I love that, and I love being a part of what makes you laugh. What song would you say sums you up the best?
Yeah, so it's quite a I mean, it's an older song. It's not something you'll find on the current charts. It's a song called Hello World by a lady called Belle Perez. I think it was actually like the theme song for some kids show or something like that. But it's very sweet. The opening words, she says, "Hello world, this is me." And it is it's a really beautiful song. Not the kind of music I usually listen to. I'm more into like hip hop and gangster rap and things like that. This is a lot sweeter, but it's a beautiful song if anyone wants to have a listen.
What's the song again?
Hello World by Belle Perez.
Okay, Hello World. Well, I'm going to listen to that because I actually don't know it. Maybe when I hear it, I'll know it. Is it a song that when we hear it, we'll know it, or maybe not?
Maybe. It depends, I guess,
okay.
on, I'm trying to think of the kids show that it was on. It was like, I think a show about kids who had horses or something along those lines. But let me know what you think.
Okay, well, definitely being a horse rider, I'm probably going to love this song. So, okay, that's cute. I love it. Thank you. And what is your specialty as a Bling Angel, and what made you become a Bling Angel?
Yeah, sure. So my specialty is fulfillment. I am all about fulfillment, specifically looking at careers and businesses. So I love helping people to find the clarity in terms of what to do next and how to do it in their careers or businesses, to also support them in building their confidence in careers and businesses, to and to also, I guess, work with them on accountability to actually get the stuff done that they've committed to. One of the things that I also find is really important to me is, as you've mentioned, Beck's Business Besties, that falls into the avenue of community. So they're the 4 key areas that I kind of work with people on, is around that clarity, the confidence or mindset, the accountability, and the community underneath that umbrella of fulfillment within your career or business. why did I become a Bling Angel? Well, I love the Find Your Bling game. I just find it to be so incredibly fun and insightful. And I just really, truly believe that it is such an incredible coaching tool that can be used to support coaches to get the insights that their clients really need and to be able to explore things in a different way. I have said that to you all along, that I just 100% believe, you know, in the power of the game. Through getting to know you, I've had the opportunity to hear a lot about some of the other trainings and programs and things like that that you have run throughout your career. And I guess being a Bling Angel is going to give me the opportunity to be able to tap into your genius, to be able to learn all of those things from you, because I know that there is a very special place in my business where I can share Find Your Bling and use Bling to help my clients to achieve more fulfillment than they're currently feeling. And so far, it is absolutely blowing expectations out of the water. It's really an amazing program. I know you've got one spot left, so if anyone's thinking about becoming
we only have one spot left for a special person.
they should definitely get on board.
Yeah, no, oh, thank you, Beck. Well, I can't thank you enough for being a Bling Angel, because I have been working with you now for, I think, over a year, actually. And I can truly say that you are the most present coach I have ever worked with. You, your generosity and your caring ability to be there, I find it phenomenal. It actually gives me goosebumps. You walk your talk, hence why I was so excited when you decided to be a Bling Angel, because I want people that walk their talk here. Yeah. I want people that really do know how to show up for people, because I believe the people that know how to show up for people have truly learned how to show up for themselves. And I think this is something that you've done really well. One thing is you've given me confidence where other people have really knocked me down, and you really did hold that space for me and truly believe in me. When it's one of the biggest things that Besties does is, and I know we're talking about Bling Angels, but I want to talk about Besties. It actually gives you that support network that you probably have never had. You know, a lot of people promote they are going to support you. A lot of people promote a lot of things they actually don't do. A lot of people are happy to take your money and they don't even deliver what they've said they're going to do. Where one thing that I believe that really united us was we are the above and beyond girls. That, you know, like there is no one that's going to come to your course or my course and go away and go, oh my goodness, that everyone leaves. Whether you're in Besties or you're in Bling, you are leaving with, oh my goodness, I could have paid 3 times the amount for that. And that's what I love about you. I love about you so much, and that you are so there and so genuine. I would actually just put you down as, you genuinely say, I'm your bestie and I'm going to be there. And anytime I've ever reached out to you, and I know this is not just me, I know it's every bestie in the group, we feel that you truly are amazing, Beck. We just think you're beautiful. Like, I just can't thank you enough. And you've definitely taught us all how to really tap into that fulfillment of ourselves. And, you know, until you actually mentioned that today, I didn't really know that. Isn't that funny? That I thought, oh, yeah, that's exactly what you do for each and every one of us. But I'd never really had the opportunity to put it into words. So I want to thank you for today so much, Beck. I want to thank you for being a Bling Angel, and I want to thank you for everything you contribute to all of our lives. So I'm looking forward to more of the journey with you. I cannot wait until we are on the Bling Learjet going somewhere. I'm not sure where that will be yet, but it will be somewhere, and it will be somewhere good. So until next time, please, anyone can reach out to Beck anytime as a Bling Angel, or pop your career and come and join Besties, because you'll love it. So I looked at you most of the time. Maybe you meant to look at the camera. I'm not sure. That's okay. It's my first interview. So we will leave it at that. And thanks again, Beck, and we'll say goodbye for now. See you later.
Thanks so much, Angie. It was a pleasure.
Bye now.